It all begins with a silence so cold, so calculated, that it almost feels louder than shouting. For years, Buckingham Palace said nothing, absolutely nothing about Meghan and Harry's children, Archie and Lilibet. And people kept asking the same questions again and again. Were these kids really royal? Heirs? Why did the palace act like they didn't exist? Why were they never embraced the way William and Kate's children instantly were? Rumors piled up like storm clouds. Speculation exploded everywhere. But the palace? Stone, cold, quiet. Until now. Because suddenly, after years of turning away, the palace has finally broken its silence. And the truth that's been tucked behind those golden gates is not soft, not diplomatic, not forgiving. According to insiders, the palace has already prepared the documents, final documents, that will forever change the identity of Archie and Lilibet. These aren't notes or temporary measures. These are permanent orders. And the message behind them is brutal. Their claim to royal identity is gone, completely wiped. And to understand how the monarchy reached this point, how it justified making such a cold, irreversible move, you have to go back more than a century. Back to a king who decided the rules that still cage the royal family today. It's 1917. Europe is on fire, the monarchy is desperate to protect its image, and King George V steps forward with a move that would shape royal identity forever. The letters patent dry lines of law, not emotional speeches spelled out exactly who gets to be prince or princess. The rules were sharp, strict, and absolutely unforgiving. First, the child must be of legitimate royal bloodline. Second, the birth must be formally recognized by the crown. Third, the child's connection to the Church of England must be official, documented, and indisputable. There were no shortcuts, no bending, no special treatment. These rules protected the monarchy for generations, keeping the bloodline clean and the hierarchy untouched. But the same rules also become a weapon in 2024, one that lands directly at the feet of Archie and Lilibet. Because when the palace reviewed everything surrounding their births, their documents, their records, their religious ties, something wasn't adding up. And none of it was technically the children's fault. But rules don't care about feelings, and the cracks were impossible to ignore. The clock began ticking the moment Archie was born in 2019. The announcement seemed joyful, normal, routine. But buried beneath the smiles was a detail that almost no one understood at first. On Archie's birth certificate, Meghan was listed with her full name Rachel Meghan Markle, which was perfectly normal. But then out of nowhere, it was changed. Her name was erased and replaced with her title, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. No explanation, no warning, just rewritten. Birth certificates are not Instagram captions, they're legal history. You don't just tweak them because you feel like it. Meghan blamed the palace. Palace staff denied everything. And suddenly, what should have been a beautiful moment turned into a legal tug of war. A question was born: was the change an aesthetic choice, or was it a move to reposition Archie within the royal record? Because once a legal document becomes messy, contested, edited, doubt spreads. And in the monarchy, doubt can be deadly. By the time Lilibet arrived in 2021, the palace seemed to have learned something important. Silence is more powerful than arguing. Unlike Archie's birth, Lilibet's arrival wasn't announced by Buckingham Palace. There were no official royal photographers, no doctors stepping out to speak to the press, no ceremonial moments. It was just a polished, Californian-style press release sent straight from Montecito. For centuries, royal births have been recorded with precision. Every detail logged, every signature documented, every moment marked for history. Babies weren't just babies, they were symbols of continuity, proof the monarchy lived on. But with Lilibet's birth, the royal machine simply did not show up. No signatures, no witnesses, no ceremonial acknowledgement. It felt to those watching closely like an unspoken message. This birth belonged to Hollywood, not the crown. But things became even more controversial months later, when Meghan happily announced Lilibet had been baptized in California. It sounded sweet and simple until whispers started behind closed palace doors. Because while Meghan's team insisted it was official, the Church of England did not recognize it. And in royal life, the church isn't just religion, it's identity. It's the glue that ties a child to centuries of royal tradition. A baptism in California without proper registration, without royal oversight, without a Church of England official documenting it, in the eyes of royal protocol, it simply did not count. That single mistake, whether intentional or not, severed one of the key requirements for a child to be recognized as royal. Instead of Strengthening Lilibet's connection to the monarchy, it snapped it. And while Meghan may have seen these issues as technicalities or bureaucratic headaches, for the palace, they were glaring violations of rules older than any living royal. For Meghan, all these cracks weren't just in royal paperwork, they threatened her carefully built identity. From the moment she married Harry, Meghan's entire image shifted. She wasn't just Meghan, she was the Duchess of Sussex, a royal mother. And her children weren't just kids, they were heirs. Future bearers of a legacy older than the United States. That royal aura became the foundation of everything she built afterward. The interviews, the Spotify deals, the Netflix specials, the memoirs, the photo shoots, even her American Riviera orchard branding. She wasn't just presenting a lifestyle, she was selling the shine of royalty. But that shine only works if the children stay connected to the crown. Without that connection, the entire foundation collapses. No royal heirs means no royal mother. And without the monarchy behind her, she risks becoming just another celebrity in California. For Meghan, this was devastating, professionally. But for Harry, it was personal in a way that tore him apart. Palace insiders claim Harry made late-night calls to his family, calls filled with emotion, desperation, even tears. He wasn't calling as a celebrity. He wasn't calling as an exile. He was calling as a son and a father. He pleaded with them to reconsider, to understand that his children deserved recognition, deserved a place in the history books. He truly believed he could walk away from royal duties without erasing his children's royal birthright. He believed the bloodline would remain untouched. But the palace didn't see it that way. Their response to him? Ice cold. A senior palace aide allegedly summed it up in one brutal sentence. "This is not about emotion. This is about order, lineage, and the future of the crown." That sentence broke Harry, because it confirmed what he feared. He didn't just lose his role. He didn't just lose his place in the family. His children were losing theirs too. And then the move happened, the one the palace waited years to execute. Archie and Lilibet would lose everything tied to royal identity. No titles, no HRH, no ceremonial roles, no place in the line of succession, no official recognition in the written history of the monarchy. It sounds like just names, just words, but in the royal world, those words are everything. They carry centuries, power, legacy. Stripping them away is not symbolic, it is erasure. Archie becomes just Archie. Lilibet becomes just Lilibet, not prince, not princess. And unlike suspensions or temporary measures, this paperwork is final, permanent. The royal record books are being rewritten right now, and their names are simply not included. For years, Harry and Meghan built a powerful public image of themselves as the royal rebels, the outsiders fighting the system, the couple challenging centuries of tradition. Every documentary, every interview, every dramatic revelation depended on one thing: their connection to the crown. You can only rebel against a system that still claims you. The monarchy understood this. That's why it never engaged in a loud public war with them. Instead, it waited patiently and then delivered the quietest but coldest punishment imaginable: complete removal. No more royal rebels. Just two private citizens in California with no formal ties to the institution they fought against. And their children? Not rebels, not heirs, not acknowledged, just outsiders. They will grow up in the world Harry and Meghan built for them: California sunshine, Hollywood neighbors, American lifestyle, but in official royal history, they do not exist as heirs. Their absence will echo louder, longer than any Netflix special ever could. And so, after years of rumors, interviews, headlines, chaos, documentaries, accusations, and drama, the finale arrives without a single speech from the palace. No dramatic announcement. No public scolding, just the silent stroke of a pen. The monarchy chose protocol over emotion, legacy over personalities. And that silence, it's colder than any public humiliation, because it's final, permanent, unchallenged. This isn't just two children losing their titles. It's the monarchy sending a message louder than all the noise of the past 4 years. The crown does not move for anyone. Not for fame, not for Hollywood, not for emotion, and not even for the son of a king. And with that, Buckingham Palace has delivered what may be its most ruthless move in modern royal history. But here's the part nobody wants to say out loud, the part that burns the deepest. For Meghan and Harry, this wasn't supposed to happen. They truly believe they could craft their own version of royalty, something modern, glamorous, independent, sprinkled with Hollywood glitter, but still anchored in royal prestige. They imagined a world where they could step back, from duties yet keep the privileges, raise their kids in California yet hold onto the royal identity that made them special. It was the perfect hybrid until the palace shattered it. Because the monarchy doesn't do hybrids. It doesn't do half in, half out, and it definitely doesn't do exceptions for personal branding. To the crown, rules matter more than feelings, more than interviews, more than Netflix ratings. And when the palace looked at the situation, it didn't see two innocent children. It saw a broken protocol, unrecognized documents, unofficial ceremonies, and a couple who walked away but still wanted the benefits of staying connected. And while Meghan and Harry may never admit it publicly, people close to them say the shock has been overwhelming. Harry, especially. Those who've spoken to him claim he's torn between rage and heartbreak, furious that his own family would erase his children, but shattered because deep down he fears this is the consequence of his own decisions. He wanted freedom, but freedom cost his children their birthright. And Meghan, for her, this hits differently. Not just emotionally, but strategically. Because without royal heirs, without official recognition, without the titles that gave her children their unique shine, the fairy tale image she spent years shaping suddenly loses its magic. And that realization cuts deeper than anything the palace could have said. The truth is, this isn't just a royal update. This is a legacy being rewritten in real time. And this time, the silence isn't Meghan's or Harry's. It's the crown's.